the most decorated manager in world football publicly embarrassed. Pep Guardiola just issued a humiliating apology after what happened at St James's Park on Saturday. And believe me, what you're about to hear is absolutely massive. I'm Rodrigo, and you're watching Newcastle Mania, the channel made by a supporter for supporters who are absolutely mad about Newcastle United. You blinked and Newcastle became the headline everywhere. We've just witnessed something extraordinary unfold at our fortress, and the football world can't stop talking about it. This story has layers you won't believe, and we're diving deep into every single one. But first, just a quick word. If you love Newcastle and want to follow everything happening with our club, subscribe to the channel right now. It costs nothing, helps enormously, and makes all the difference to the growth of our black and white community. Hit that subscribe button and let's build this together. Right then, let's get into it. I feel embarrassed and ashamed. Those are not my words. Those are not the words of some pundit on telly. Those are the words of Pep Guardiola himself, arguably the greatest manager of this generation, talking about what happened after our brilliant 2-1 victory on Saturday. And believe me, what you're about to hear is absolutely massive. What happened next has sent shockwaves through English football, and Guardiola's apology today has only made this story even bigger. Let me paint the picture for you, because this was absolutely mental. Full-time whistle goes. St James's Park is bouncing. 52,000 Geordies going absolutely mad because we've just put City to the sword. But on the pitch, tensions are boiling over. First, you've got Gianluigi Donnarumma and Argelinton having a proper heated exchange. Words flying, bodies squared up, proper needle between them. But that's just the start. Then the cameras catch something explosive. Pep Guardiola and our captain, Bruno Guimarães, getting into it, properly going at each other. You can see the frustration on Guardiola's face, the passion from Bruno defending his teammates. It's raw, it's real, it's football at its most intense. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. A Sky Sports cameraman films the whole thing, and Guardiola, he completely loses it. He chases after this cameraman, grabs his headset, and starts confronting him. The camera operator's colleague has to physically shove Guardiola away. The City boss then marches down the tunnel looking absolutely furious, face like thunder. This isn't some Sunday League manager having a meltdown. This is Pep Guardiola, Mr. Cool, Mr. Tactical Genius, Mr. I've run everything, completely losing his composure at our ground. The football world exploded after this, absolutely exploded. Social media went into meltdown. Newcastle fans were loving it, finally seeing a top manager crack under the pressure of St James's Park. But it wasn't just us talking about it. Football fans everywhere, pundits, journalists, everyone had an opinion. Some called it disgraceful behaviour from Guardiola. Others said it showed passion and how much he cares. The footage went viral within minutes, millions of views across every platform. Sky Sports had to address it. Every major football outlet led with this story. And then today, in his pre-match press conference, ahead of City's Champions League clash with Bayer Leverkusen, Guardiola himself addressed it head-on. And what he said was remarkable. I apologise. I feel embarrassed and ashamed when I see it. I don't like it. I apologise to the cameraman after 1 second. I am who I am. Even with 1,000 games, I am not a perfect person, and I make huge mistakes. Wow. Just wow. When was the last time you heard a top manager be that honest, that vulnerable? Guardiola didn't make excuses. He didn't try to justify it. He owned it completely. But let's dig deeper here, because this didn't happen in a vacuum, did it? Manchester City are going through their worst period under Guardiola. They've been struggling, dropping points left and right. The pressure is mounting. Their Premier League dominance is being questioned. They're not the invincible machine we've seen in recent years. And then they come to St James's Park, one of the most intimidating atmospheres in English football. Our fans are up for it from minute one. The place is absolutely rocking. Harvey Barnes, who's been finding his form, puts in a world-class performance and scores 2 beautiful goals. City are rattled, you can see it. They're not controlling games like they used to. Teams aren't scared of them anymore. And Newcastle, we're showing exactly why we belong at the top table of English football. We match them physically, tactically, and mentally. We wanted it more. For Guardiola, this defeat represented something bigger than just 3 points. It represented a shift in power. It showed that Newcastle United are genuine contenders, that St James's Park is a fortress again, and that City are vulnerable. So when that final whistle went and everything boiled over, that was months of frustration coming out. That was the weight of expectations, the pressure of trying to maintain impossibly high standards, all exploding in one moment. Let's talk about the heroes of this match, because they deserve massive credit.
Harvey Barnes was absolutely unplayable. 2 clinical finishes, constant threat down the left, causing City's defence nightmares all afternoon. This is the Barnes we knew was in there, direct, fearless and lethal in front of goal. What a performance when it mattered most. Bruno Guimaraes, our captain, our warrior, was immense, controlling the midfield, breaking up play, driving us forward, and then standing up to Guardiola after the final whistle. That's leadership. That's what wearing the armband at Newcastle United is all about. Bruno didn't back down from anyone. Joe Linton as well, properly in Donnarumma's head, winding up City's players, being that physical presence we need. He's become such a vital part of what we do. And tactically, Eddie Howe got it spot on. We pressed when needed, we sat deep when necessary, we hit them on the counter with pace and precision. We looked like a team with a proper game plan, proper organisation and proper belief. City couldn't live with us. This wasn't a lucky win. This wasn't a smash and grab. This was Newcastle United outplaying Manchester City over 90 minutes at St James's Park. Let that sink in. This incident with Guardiola reminds me of so many moments we've seen in football where managers lose their cool under pressure. Jose Mourinho running down the touchline, Jurgen Klopp going mad at fourth officials, Sir Alex Ferguson confronting everyone in sight. The difference? Those managers usually directed their anger at opposition players, officials or journalists. Guardiola went after a cameraman just doing his job. That's what made this so unusual, so shocking. But it also shows you something crucial. St James's Park is getting under the skin of the biggest names in football again. Guardiola didn't lose it like this at the Etihad, at Anfield or at Old Trafford this season. He lost it here, at our place, because of what our team did to his team and what our atmosphere does to visiting sides. That tells you everything about where Newcastle United are right now. We're not just competing, we're intimidating the giants of English football. So what does all this mean going forward? For Guardiola and City, this is a moment of real soul-searching. They're in the Champions League tonight against Leverkusen and everyone will be watching to see how they respond. Can they bounce back? Or is this the start of a genuine decline? For Newcastle, this victory and everything that followed is massive for our confidence. We've beaten one of the best teams in the world, we've rattled the best manager in the world, and we've shown we can compete at the very highest level. But more than that, this incident has put St James's Park back on the map as one of the most hostile, intimidating venues in English football. Players and managers know that coming here is a battle not just on the pitch, but mentally as well. We're building something special here. Eddie Howe is building a team with character, with quality, with that proper Newcastle spirit, and moments like Saturday prove we're on the right path. Look, I've got massive respect for Pep Guardiola. What he's achieved in football is incredible. And honestly, his apology today shows real character. Admitting you were wrong, saying you're embarrassed and ashamed, that takes guts. Not many managers would do that. But here's the truth. What happened on Saturday represents something beautiful for us Newcastle fans. It shows that we matter again. It shows that beating us isn't easy. It shows that our players have pride, passion and bottle. It shows that St James's Park is a fortress once more. Harvey Barnes scoring twice. Bruno standing up to Guardiola. Our fans creating that incredible atmosphere. City leaving with nothing. Their manager losing his cool. This is what we've been dreaming of for years. We're not just making up the numbers anymore. We're not just happy to be here. We're competing with the best, beating the best, and getting under the skin of the best. That's the Newcastle United we all fell in love with. And I tell you what, if our team keeps performing like this, if our fans keep creating that atmosphere, and if St James's Park keeps being that intimidating atmosphere, we're going to have many more days like Saturday. Many more victories that shake English football. Many more moments that make the giants of the game uncomfortable. This is our time. This is Newcastle United rising again. And it feels absolutely magnificent. Right, before we finish, if you've enjoyed this deep dive into everything that happened with Guardiola and our massive victory, make sure you're subscribed to Newcastle Mania. We're building the best Newcastle United community on YouTube, and I want you to be part of it. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and never miss a video. Whether it's match analysis, transfer news, or stories like this that show just how far we've come, we've got you covered. Drop a comment below telling me what you thought of the Guardiola incident. Was his apology enough? Are you proud of how our lads handled themselves? Let's discuss it properly in the comments. Share this video with every Newcastle fan you know, because this is a story we'll be talking about for years. The day Pep Guardiola lost his cool at St James's Park because Newcastle United was simply too good for Manchester City. I'm Rodrigo, this has been Newcastle Mania, and I'll see you in the next one. How are the lads?